Good morning, class. Before I start, I'd like to apologize everyone because of the lesson that was uploaded. All right, I have uploaded class one's lesson by mistake. All right, so this is what we had done in the previous lesson. We have learned about types of flowers. One is bisexual flower, and the next one is unisexual flower. So based on presence and absence of male and female reproductive parts, flowers are mainly two types, that is androecium and gynoecium. Androecium is the male part of a flower, gynoecium is the female part of a flower. So let us understand what is a bisexual flower. Bisexual flower means it has both the male part of a flower and the female part of a flower. Next now. Unisexual flower means having either male or the female part of a flower. We've also learned about functions of flower, that the first step, the main function is achieving the stage of pollination, and the second step is fertilization. Now today we are going to learn about pollination. So transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of another flower or the same flower is known as pollination. So let us understand what is pollination then. So pollination process occurs when pollen grains from the male part of one flower, that is the anther, are transferred to the female part. From here, it is transferred to the female part of another flower. Once pollination occurs, the fertilized flowers produce seeds which enable the associated plant to reproduce or form fruit. So after pollination, the flower will change to seeds. This will enable the seeds to turn itself into a fruit. Types of pollination. Pollination takes two forms. First one is self-pollination and the other one is cross-pollination. So pollinations are of two types, self-pollination and cross-pollination. We are going to learn about them in detail. So role of pollination. So why pollination is important? The goal of every living organism, including plants, is to create offspring for the next generation. One of the ways that plants can produce offspring is by making seeds. So how do we make the seed? It is by the process of pollination. Alright, class? So today we have learned about pollination, that it is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower, or it can be different flower. Pollination processes occurs when pollen grains from the male part of one flower are transferred to the female part of another flower. The pollination occurs, the fertilized flowers produce seeds, and the seeds in turn reproduce and form fruit. Types of pollination. There are two types of pollination, self-pollination and cross-pollination. The main role of pollination is to produce offspring, that is by making seeds. So class, this is all we'll be learning for today.